Season 6 is gonna end in a few days, I'm pretty sure. We're just waiting for people to get back from TwitchCon. And then we will go to VidCon, so don't worry. Things will be wrapping up soon. W leak. Oh, okay, I thought you guys knew that. But also, it always ends before TwitchCon, doesn't it? Or VidCon? I did last time. Oh, not the rubber banding. How did you get exploits? Buddy, it's a long story. It's a long story. Do you want the story of how I got exploits? A long time ago, I was over here. So we were here in the theater. It was a beautiful day. And Ashrag was saying his most fearsome roasts. And me, shy, I don't have any roasts, I don't have any mean things to say. I was hiding back here. When a humble Spoketh here comes up to me, and he tells me to run imaged map. I'm like, okay. So I do image, what the hell? I don't know what that was. Wait, what? Absorption and I don't know what that was. I genuinely don't know. I don't know. He tells me to do image to map. So I run it, and then the server crashes. I'm like, what? The server crashed? How did that happen? And when we come back online, he looks at me and says, Squiddo, do you know what this means? We can dupe entire inventories. I was like, what? No way. And then he goes, yes, Squiddo, I will tell you more soon. But then guess what? He never told me anything more soon. And the thing is, you can't just unknow something. You can't just unknow that it's possible to dupe entire inventories. Oh, shit. Like, once you've been fed that knowledge, it's in there forever, and it festers, and it builds in the back of your mind, and it never goes away. These things are possible, and you know how to do them. And so I waited patiently for Spoke. But he never came. And the months went by, and I knew that it was possible, just not sure exactly how. So I got tired of waiting for Spoke is here. Oh, fuck you. And I took matters into my own hands. How do you exploit on the Lifesteal SMP? How do you dupe on the Lifesteal SMP? And eventually, I figured it out. But I got something wrong. The way I figured out how to dupe was too dangerous. I duped a bunch of hearts. Me and 4C duped a shit ton of hearts. Not a shit ton, but we duped a bunch of hearts. We were like, holy shit. We were like Oppenheimer discovering the atom abilities or whatever the fuck. We were like Walter and White discovering meth. I haven't watched that show. Anyway, did I say Walter and White? We were like Walter and Jesse discovering the secret formula. And all was great. We were swimming in hearts, netherite, gear, anything we wanted at our fingertips. But there was a caveat. There was an extremely big, dangerous, band-shaped caveat. The dupe was extremely dangerous because if you did it wrong, you would get soft locked. And you could not come back. You could never come back. So I was like, first, we gotta shut down this whole operation. We gotta shut this shit down. It's too dangerous. Because me and 4C both got banned. And we lost everything. All of our items that we were trying to do, all of our hearts, all of our gear, our base, everything was gone. And I managed to get out. It created this like force field. More on force fields later. It created like a force field that would just kill the server if you went near it. And we were in the heart of it. We were in the very center of the force field. We logged on for a split second, we would get kicked. Now somehow, I don't know, maybe my ping was slightly worse, but I managed to claw my way out of the force field. Bit by bit, inch by inch, I got out. And as soon as I stopped lagging, I put on my elytra and I zoomed away as fast as I could. But 4C was left behind. He was stuck in the softlock. And he remained in there for months. Months on the Lifesteal SMP. He couldn't log on because I had accidentally banned him. Trapped. And if he logged on to Lifesteal SMP, the whole server would go down. So he couldn't log on for everybody else's safety. If he logged on to Lifesteal, the whole thing would tank. So he had to stay away until we figured out a way to bring him back. And eventually, we were like, this is getting ridiculous. We've, like, you know, Forsey hasn't been on for so long. I missed my teammates. I started crashing out. I was getting scared. But eventually, I don't know how, but Forsey convinced Mapik to teleport him out. And it didn't work at first, because Forsey could only be online for like a nanosecond, like a split second before he would get kicked again and the server would crash. But somehow, some stroke of luck, some angel was watching over us, and his name was Mapik. Maybe it was Spocus here. But just at the right nanosecond, Mapik ran the /teleport command, and Forsey was freed. We were back. We had our items. Our hearts, our gear, our team were restored. Oh my god, the music. Then it's gonna play like some goofy garbanzo. Okay, sure, this works as well. Now we had two options. We had two choices ahead of us. We knew the secrets of the universe at this point. We'd seen a crack and we'd struck it with our pickaxe, our netherite pickaxe, and we'd open up a crack in the whole of the world. We could pull from that whatever we wanted. So do we keep going? Do we keep mining? Do we keep fracturing the fabric of reality and pulling whatever we want from it? Risking ourselves, risking our lives, risking the entire server? Or do we say enough is enough? We're happy, we're safe, we got what we want, and do we stop? Obviously, we kept going. Well, Forsey wanted to keep going, but me, I was getting apprehensive. I was like, I lost you for a really long time. That was scary. But Forsey wanted to keep going. I'm sure that's probably crazy to believe. You think I would want to keep going. It was force of it. That guy's nuts. I admire him for it. But he wanted to keep duping. So we abandoned... Oh my god, didn't I show it on stream? I showed it last stream. By the way, Blockface wanted me to come to Cookieville, so I'm at Cookieville right now. We abandoned our previous site. It was a hole underground in a swamp called Dupe Swamp. And I filled it in with stone. I was like, fuck this. The whole chunk is cursed. I'm filling it with cement and I'm leaving. Okay, I need to look for frames. I filled it all with cement and I left. And we instead went to a mushroom. And we did it again. We did the dupe glitch again. But life was not so kind to us. It was like the universe was against us this time. The crack in reality had become too big and we fell back in harder than we'd ever done before. And it wasn't because we got soft locked. No, something worse happened than us getting soft locked. There was a chance that the items would either duplicate or be erased from time. Now, Forsey wanted to go all in. He's some sort of gambling addict, I swear to God, because he wanted to go all in. He was like, put it all on black. All the chips, all the poker chips, all the hearts that we have. I'm gonna withdraw down to like 5 hearts, put them all in, we're gonna dupe all of them. And he put them all into the dupe machine, and it fucking broke. We lost everything. This music, bruh. We lost everything, and then I contemplated banning myself because I was just so miserable. Yeah, so it was crazy. We lost everything. We had like a shulker box. What is my inventory? Why do I have 2 diamonds and 3 emeralds? Whatever, let's put this stuff away. We had a shulker box that was filled with like everything that we wanted to dupe, and like our inventories got cleared. So we were now down to like, we had no hearts, we had no more gear, we didn't have jack diddly squat. Like, we were naked and we were afraid, very afraid. Did we say, okay, this is a sign from the universe to stop? This is a sign from the universe to quit. Chat, if we'd given up, I wouldn't be on 20 hearts right now. So I went to Minute Tech, the owner of the server, and I said, Minute Tech, there's been a mistake. There's been a glitch in the Lifesteal SMP. and my shulker box got deleted. And he said, you need to give me proof. You need to give me proof of your shulker box being deleted. Now, I couldn't send him a recording of me doing a dupe because he would know that I was duping, and he would go, Squiddo, not only am I never giving you your items back, but you are banned permanently from the Lifesteal SMP. So what do? Well, there was another stroke of luck. Because I was recording, and the moment the dupe started breaking, I had thrown my shulker onto the ground, right? But because the server was like dying, it just didn't throw. Like, it wasn't on the ground. Like, pretend this is what I'm seeing. I'm like, where is it? And I'm trying to pick it up, and then the server crashed. So we got that like last 5 seconds. Like, we just got that last 5 seconds out of context of me like trying to pick it up, being like, where is it? And we just said, minute, the server was like lagging really weirdly, and like, and then it crashed, and like the shulker box just went away. Like, I don't know. And he was like, oh yeah, okay. And he spawned in all of our hearts, all of our gear, all of our diamonds, all of our netherite, all of that shit that we duped was now legit. Minute gave it to us. And after that point, 4C still was saying, we have to keep duping. We can't stop. And I'm like, you're crazy! You're a crazy son of a bitch! You're a crazy son of a bitch, Force-a-bit. I can't do this anymore. I'm out. You're on your own. Now, he wasn't ever on his own, of course. I would never send him out into the hall on his own. And he was like, okay, Squiddo, I respect you. You don't want to dupe anymore. Okay, we'll save off. We'll hold off for now. And we didn't dupe after that. When did this happen? This happened in like August. This happened before Japan. This was a very long time ago. This was This was back when Kabuto was trying to get main pair banned. And I remember being like, I can't give this to you. This is way too powerful. It was that kind of time. So, we were done with the dupes. And Force said to me, okay, Squiddo, can you figure out a way to make it safer? And I said, I'll look into it, but I don't know if I can do. And I kind of forgot about it for a while. I was like, okay, this is really dangerous. This is really scary. And I'm happy with where I am. You know, I'm at 20 hearts. 4C's got a bunch of hearts back. Well, all good. Time goes by. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm done with this. You know, duping. I'm done with hacking or whatever. Okay, I wasn't hacking, but I'm done with exploits. That's what I'm saying. I'm done with exploits. Now as you can see, obviously I wasn't done with exploits. As you can clearly see in front of you, I wasn't done with exploits. So, as time went on, I started to lose hearts. Minitech killed me while I was at like 8,000 ping. Where the hell am I? Oh. Minitech killed me while I was at like 8,000 ping. Somebody else killed me for like some stupid reason I don't even remember. And I was down to 18 hearts. I'm like, okay, whatever. I wish I had more, but we'd used all of the hearts. Like, we had a stash of hearts, and by this point we had unfortunately gone through them all. No, my base is this way. And at the same time, Ashwag was being added to the realm, and he didn't want to play anymore. So I was like, Ash, how can I make you want to play with me on Lifesteal? He was like, I've just done everything, and I don't have any exploits or anything. So I was like, you know what? It's time for the Warden Timber to come out of retirement. It's time to find some new hacks. Now, I already knew about the dupe, and the dupe was like the crack in the universe. It was the secret code, it was the atom bomb, it was the Krabby Patty secret formula, and I thought, we'll go from there. But okay, I said we'll go from there, and that's how I discovered the Chaos Emerald. You know what? No. The Chaos Emerald, I'll explain a little bit in a moment. Okay. The Chaos Emerald holds little lore relevance at this moment. I'll introduce it right at the end, okay? Let's rewind a little bit. Let's rewind the story a little bit. Ash wanted me to find a glitch for him. So, I was looking at, like, the commands that we have, okay? Because I'm like, okay, if we got some like glitchy plugin, some plugin that like isn't configured right, maybe I can run some command and, you know, do some funny stuff. And I was absolutely right, because within a few minutes, I had realized that image to map was not at all a functioning plugin. In fact, it was incredibly glitchy. Because running /image to map preview would send you into the air. When I press that button, it also sends me back down to the ground. But you see how it sends me into the air for a moment? Around this time, I also developed mind control. Mind control I will save for the video to explain what that is. It's just a bunch of movement exploits. It lets me hover in the air. I think I kind of explained it in the video, where it's like if you run image to map, you get frozen. So I can like move myself however I want. I just have to like, I have a bunch of macros set up that, okay, it'll make more sense in the video. I'm not sure how to explain it because this is where it gets like technical and nerdy. But basically, I just manually alter my position. So I've got mind control, I've got like free cam, that's already like 2 exploits per minute. Where was I? Oh yeah, mind control. And that's when I made the video Lifesteal reacts to magic. I was like, okay, this is a cool glitch, but I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to like spy on people or anything. I haven't made any enemies this season. Okay, so now I've got mind control, I've got dupes, I've got image to map, like free cam. That's pretty cool, but I'm like, what if there was more, you know? What if there was more exploits that we just haven't found yet? So I went on a single player world and I just started like doing random shit. Do you remember how Spoke didn't actually tell me how to dupe? He just kind of was like, okay, now run image to map. And then he looked at me and said, using this, we can dupe inventories. But he never actually told me how to dupe inventories, he just told me it was possible. I had to figure it out for myself. I had to figure out for myself how to do. So I did the same old method. I went into my single player world and I just started doing random stuff until something cool happened. And that's when I found out how to create a force field. Yeah, I've made a force field. Essentially what a force field is it's like, an area that only I can exist in. Oh, and how could I forget? How could I forget these? We also got Prot 4 and Sharpness 5, which is against the rules. It's supposed to be Sharpness 4 is the strongest one, but you know, no rules can stop me. Oh, there's also this. Yeah, I just found a bunch of exploits. I'm like, alright, fuck it. Heart, put a heart in an ender chest, whatever. Heart's in an ender chest now. Who even gives a shit? Right? Like if I found that, if that was the first one I found, it would have been like, oh my god, that's crazy. But that's like nothing at this point. Anyway, let's get that heart back. Yeah, I made a force field. What that is I place a decorated pot. I put a very special item in it. And then if anybody leaves the game, they can never rejoin the game ever. So that's cool. That's like a really powerful thing. But I'm fine. If I'm stood, you know, people who are stood inside of the force field, absolutely fine, right? I have an idea how to explain it. Let's pretend that this torch here is a decorated pot. Let's pretend, okay? And this area within the fences is the force field. Right? Everyone in here is chilling. They're having fun. They're like, ooh, I'm in the force field. And they can leave if they want. They're like, ooh, I just left the force field. But they can't go back in. They can't ever go back in. Because it'll disconnect them. Oh man, they can't ever go back in. That's sad. Oh jeez. But everyone who was in the force field to begin with, they're still fine. They're still fine. But if you are in the force field, right? Like you're in here and you leave the game, you've now left the force field. Your character isn't in the force field anymore. The real Squidow's Minecraft character is not in the force field anymore. There's no Squiddow standing there, right? She's gone. So if Squiddow tries to go back into the force field, it's not gonna work. You can't go back in. Once you've left the force field, you can never go back in. So that is how you ban people. It's called a light level ban, and I think I discovered it. I hadn't seen anything about it online. I think I found it, and I'm not saying how to do it because I think it's in vanilla. So, and that's how I found the crazy evil exploit. For the force field to work, people would have to manually leave the game. You know, I couldn't just say to people, oh, leave the game real quick and come back. Oh, it'll be cool, I promise. No, they're not gonna do that. Chat. Did you notice I gained 2 hearts since the last time I streamed Lifesteal? You know I can't PvP. That's because there is an item called the Chaos Emerald, and the Chaos Emerald is the most powerful artifact I've ever laid my eyes upon. It should not exist. It cannot exist, and yet it does, and I have one, and I refuse to tell anybody, even Ashrak, how it works, because knowledge of this can destroy any server. Not just Lifesteal. Evil Flowey laugh. I'm gonna use the Chaos Emerald to ban everybody. I already used it to kill a bunch of people. I had spare hearts. In that bundle that I pulled out just now, that was filled with hearts earlier. I gave them away, but there was more hearts in there. You can use a Chaos Emerald to kill people in 0 seconds flat. 0 seconds. It is far too powerful to be in anybody else's hands. And this all came from Spoke just looking at me going, Squiddo, do you think it's possible? I haven't told anybody how to use it, but not only does it let you kill people in 0 seconds flat, it kicks them from the game once you've done that. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up a force field. I'm gonna say to people, hey, calm yourselves, let's just talk things out. I'm gonna kill them with the Chaos Emerald. They'll be forcefully kicked from the game, and because they were within my evil force field, they can never come back. Oh, by the way, well, they can come back for like 1 frame, and in that 1 frame, I can hit them. I can just keep farming them for hearts. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the doomsday plan.